Henry Wadsworth Longfellow once wrote, "Three kings came riding from afar, Melchior and Caspar and Balthazar. 3 wise men out of the east were they, and they travelled by night and slept by day, for their guide was a beautiful, wonderful star." The exotic entrance of the mysterious magi adds colour and class to the manger scene. Our imaginations are fired. We love to conceive the wise ones, adorned in sparkly splendour, riding the hills on their humps, then alighting to offer their obscure gifts to the wee babe. Have you ever wondered why they got that label, wise? You don't hear, for example, about wise shepherds or wise angels, or wise Joseph or Mary, or even wise Jesus. Why are the Magi considered to have a monopoly on wisdom? By faith, there were Zoroastrians, worshippers of the god of light, Ahura Mazda. They believed that every person had a guiding light in the heavens, which appeared as a star, and the greater the person, the brighter the star. So when they, as the story goes, saw this astrological wonder out west, it's no wonder they went looking for a human star. Being religious is no guarantee of being wise. Indeed, often religion can bring its own form of ignorance and arrogance. Faith, however, is about taking risks. These Zoroastrians dropped whatever they were doing, by family, by painting the house, and ventured forth across the not insignificant borders of race, culture, and religion. That took great courage, great faith. Maybe that's why they were called wise. By culture and race, they were Iraqi or Iranian. They probably would have had a hard time getting past the front door if they'd been calling to New Zealand's immigration department, especially when they told their astrological story. Just imagine the immigration officer, "So you followed a star." Okay. And it's not just New Zealand, of course. Foreigners and foreign religions are often the subject of fear, suspicion, and hostility. It was no different in Jesus' day. Stars are not like neon-lit helicopters, hovering a couple of kilometers above the ground. The nearest star, Alpha Centauri, is 4.1 light years away. So the notion of the star stopping over Bethlehem is an intuitive notion at best. It's a hunch, a feeling. The Magi's quest was not so much about eyeing a star in the sky, but rather seeing with the inner eye, the eye of imagination, mystery and wonder. It was about trusting their instincts, their gut feelings. Maybe that's why they're called wise. There's no indication in the Bible that the Magi were converts to Judaism or Christianity. They were strangers, and the culture and religion of Jesus was foreign to them. Yet they were generously prepared to acknowledge that God, usually where their God was framed around the metaphor of light, could exist outside their borders. They realized they didn't have a monopoly on God. There was more beyond their reach, beyond their horizons. Light could be where they weren't. Maybe that's why they were called wise. Every religion, like every culture, has a strong conservative element. It wants to keep things as they are, stable, predictable. God is often co-opted as the one who provides stability and predictability. God becomes a parochial deity, captured like air in a balloon and blown to the size of people's expectations. Yet right at the beginning of the Jesus story, we have these magi who come from the outside, deliver their gifts, and return to the outside, never to be heard of again. They come and go. The balloon of Judeo-Christian self-imposed theological and cultural isolation is popped. God is bigger than our insider understanding, knowledge, and experience. And this would be the story of Jesus' life, crossing borders of class, race, and gender to be with people who are different and despised, pricking the consciences, egos, and closed minds of those about him. Is it any wonder that the church created this Magi story after encountering Jesus? The Magi, of course, almost blew it. They went looking for a newborn king in a palace. Logical, I suppose. Excuse me, Mr. Herod, sir. Great wondrous brute that you are. We're looking for a baby king. You had any kids lately? No. Oh. Are there any kings around here? Other kings? No. Oh, do we like our heads attached to our necks? Yes. Apart from the obvious comedy, which I use in pageants each year, there is a lesson here about wisdom. Contrary to popular opinion, the wise do make mistakes. They do blow it. The difference, however, between the wise and the rest is that the wise keep going. They don't let discouragement deflate them. Confusing political power with spiritual wisdom, as the Magi did, is a common mistake. Yet they kept going, kept opening themselves to the unexpected, kept pushing on. Maybe that's why they're called wise. Compare Luke's Magi for a moment, Matthew's Magi for a moment, with Luke's shepherd story. These shepherds are told everything. An extremely talkative angel encounters them on a hillside and gives them all the details. Where the child is, how to get there, who will be there. When the shepherds arrive at the manger, the angel appears to them to verify the place. This is it, guys. That's a manger. That's a baby. And when the shepherds return home, they're guided by a whole gang of serenading angels. So these shepherds have no doubts, no questions, no problems, no persecutors, and no mystery. It was handed to them, faith on a plate, risk-free. This is not by and large our experience. The easy come, easy go shepherds are not for us. Our experience is more like the struggling magi. We, like them, are searchers. We have difficulty with the large questions of life. We are harassed by the modern Herods who seek to destroy our children and our souls with greed and indifference. We worry about terrorism, pandemics, poverty and loss. We too would like to have winged heavenly messengers and divinely certified assurances such as the shepherds got. But the fact is we experience neither. No doubt about it. It's the Magi, that struggling band crossing a hot desert without a cold drink in sight. They're the ones who resonate with us. They're our kind of people, the kind who struggle with their faith. The bottom line is the Magi were searchers, and so are we. Maybe that's why they're called wise. Magi also came as a caravan. We don't know whether 3 individuals or not. Despite Longfellow's poem, sometimes the number is 12 and sometimes 6. One story has that in 1164, 3 relics of the Magi were moved due to a local uprising from Milan to Cologne. But as time went on, this was forgotten. Local imagination still had 3 relics in Italy and now another 3 in Germany, totaling 6. Imagination and Magi stories are closely bound. But whether 3, 12, or 6, with or without servants, the legend has that they were a caravan, a group. They stuck together and searched together. We need each other as a spiritual community. We need the encouragement, the critique, the prayers and ideas, the doubts and dreams of one another. Wisdom is a hallmark of a community, seeking and traveling together, rather than accolade of a heroic individual. In the matter of faith, the search is a communal one. And maybe that's why the Magi were considered wise. So here are some tips about wisdom. Be courageous and trust your instincts. Go outside the borders of your knowledge and experience. Open yourself to the unexpected. Keep on going even when and especially after you get it wrong. Faith isn't a dish you are served up. It's gold you have to dig for. So go digging as part of a digging community. God bless you at this Christmas.